Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Toffee TV. It is Monday the 19th of Jan, and Everton have won an away game again. The Toffees are back. The European hunt is on again for at least a week.
Happy Blue Monday, Baz.
Yeah, it is Blue Monday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Today. It's the most depressing day of the year, apparently.
Yeah, just before darkest before and all that jazz, yeah.
But it isn't depressing if you're an Evertonian. They're a little bit depressed next door. But...
Yeah, I saw Paul on the way in. I said, you must be getting used to it by now. And he just looked at me. I did say you'll probably win the CL, you know, so
no,
the way they operate. No,
but anyway, back to us. Forget them.
It's all about us.
What a win.
It was excellent.
What a win yesterday. Outstanding performance, outstanding result. 5 clean sheets in the last 6 away games for Everton. And as I was just telling the other people in the room, since November the 3rd, Chelsea are the only team to score a goal against Everton away from home. So that's not a bad record.
And even that was a game where we lost our player.
Yeah. You know, we could have got something out of that. So, John, you were there. An outstanding win.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, it was lovely. Made much more sweeter by the fact that I didn't think we'd win. And then we had a chance of winning.
You know
a draw, I'd have been delighted with, but a win was incredible.
When we spoke about this last week, I never got that vibe at all.
Yeah, well, because I'm honest, John. I'm not delusional.
No, I never got that vibe that you didn't think we would win. Yeah.
And
brilliant. It's faith.
A few people did say they fancied us, which was
it's faith. And my great nephew come with me, and I could read it out. The day before, he actually fessed up that I've got a good feeling about tomorrow.
Been saying that for...
No, but he can be a bit pragmatic when it suits him, right? But he's only been 4 away games this season, and he's seen 2 wins, and his dad's seen 2 away wins, and his dad's seen 2 away wins in about 20 years, because he picks and chooses, because he's not a regular, you know. Yeah. It was tremendous. Best place to be yesterday to watch that game was in the away end.
Yeah, it was.
Bouncing as usual. I think the Villa fans, the good ones, the normal ones, have said again, amazing away support. And I know we say that often, but it's true. And the players justified it. Yeah. Every one of them. Even Dwight McNeil probably will get, from various match rankings and what have you, the highest score he's ever had, probably. Certainly in recent seasons. So, but there was a few standouts, weren't there, who were tremendous. I'm sure we'll talk about them.
They did really well. And up to 10th, obviously. You know, it's tight, isn't it? They're a point off 7th, I think, and 2 off 6th, and 4 off Liverpool.
I was going to say, is it 4 from Champions League or something? Yeah. So, which we've been there before and then not followed it up. So.
No, of course. Listen, I think it'll just be like this. We've got to just hang in. I've said this for a while. We've got to just hang in there. You know, it was 1 win in 7 in all competitions before yesterday. So. You've got to get the home form. The home form's a massive issue. That we're not winning enough at home.
That's a real issue.
And that's the thing, isn't it? But the away form's fantastic. Maybe we just need to play like we do away at home. No, I'm being serious.
Just play to win.
With two. Way. No, I think we do play.
I mean that way.
I think we do play to win at home, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
I think that's been
too open,
Just really open. And I think when you haven't got... Dewsbury Hall, and you haven't got Idrissa Gana Gay, and you haven't got Illiman and Jai, then it's harder because, you know, you haven't got that quality of player.
There's one, when we stopped for some on the way down, there's one of those, probably FB or something like that, and it was, where they do the points you should have won according to all the stats, right?
Oh, all that.
Yeah, and we were down at like 24 points instead of what we had, but Villa were at 25. And they've had a tremendous home record, and we've had an appalling record. You know, maybe that is part. Well, it's certainly the points difference. We clearly got better players to some degree as well. But yeah, we've got to sort out Hill Dickinson. You know, next Monday we have to win just to keep, build on what we've just done, and that'll be an interesting game, won't it?
Yeah, got to. It'll be a tough game.
Yeah, they're all tough.
And I just with them
to some degree.
I think if they didn't have Dom, I wouldn't be worried in the slightest by them. Dom isn't Kylian Mbappe, by the way, but it's just, you just go. So could do with him just, getting the flu for one game and just missing our game. And
Wake up in the morning and
then I'd be expecting an Everton victory.
Wake up in the morning and throw a sick note in. Sort of thing, yeah.
They go, no, he'll want to be scoring goals.
Which centre-back pairing would you most like to play against TCL on top?
Well, it'll be the ones that is there at the moment, won't it?
Yeah, should be, yeah.
Well, will.
Oh, has he still got a suspension game left?
Michael Keane's still suspended. Keane ain't coming back in.
There you go. I was looking for
anytime soon.
For dark clouds or when there aren't any.
No.
That's good.
No, he's still got another game. And Brandtwaite, I imagine he'll probably be in the squad, but you wouldn't put him in anyway.
No.
And them two deserve to carry on, don't they?
Yeah. He's got some good stats because you're throwing.
Well, Jake O'Brien, if we're doing stats, Jake O'Brien's played 5 games at centre-back and Everton haven't conceded a goal.
He looked cool yesterday, didn't he?
So, in fact, I think they've won every game he's played at centre-back. Have they?
Can't have lost it. We haven't conceded.
I think they've won every game he's played at centre-back. So,
our statos will check.
It's not bad. No, that's what it is.
You remembered, yeah.
So, then, therefore, there shouldn't be any question about anyone else. It doesn't matter how okay others have done in that position. Him and Tarkowski at centre-back.
And we've had that chat. I mean, the best pairing, we think. Up to, until
and then Brandtwaite's available.
Until Brandtwaite comes back.
It becomes a conversation about O'Brien and Tarkowski.
It does,
which one?
Does.
And I think it'll be Tarky first. But what O'Brien's done well, I mean, we all know O'Brien will then get put back to right back. But I think what O'Brien's done really well, and I think this should really delight Moyes, is he's proven more than capable at centre back, and therefore you'd look and start thinking. And I think Tarkowski has been a great signing for Everton, but you look and go, well, at least we've got someone who's big and strong who can do that role there as well. He's only 24.
Yeah.
So that's good as well. It's really good. James Garner, another top display in front of the England. Not that I'm bothered whether he play. I think it's good for him. I'm not really bothered overall, but if you want the players to think I can achieve things I want to achieve by staying, that I'm worried he'll go either, but you know what I mean. But another brilliant performance.
He was excellent. He was everywhere. I mean, I don't subscribe to all these sites where or subscribe as in go to them.
You are correct. Jake O'Brien did play centre-back against Sunderland in the Cup. I'm talking Premier League. Last lot cups. Talking Premier League. We don't win them anyway, so them stats are never getting put in there. But he did play centre-back against Mansfield, I think, and he kept the clean sheet. But I'm not interested in the FA Cup stat. Keep that out. Doing what you do with stats, which is use them for your own ends, don't you? But that's what they do, don't they?
What, like Barry 3 and 4? Yeah, that sort of thing. Is it 3 and 4 or 4 and 5?
3 and 4 and 4 and 7.
4 and 7, yeah. All sounds better than what it was, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's
just stats, though, mate.
That's just.
Plus, he played well as well.
He was good. He was good. They all were, to be fair.
Even Dwight.
Yeah, McNeil worked hard. McNeil worked hard. Michalenko worked hard. They were a bit less of a level than the others.
Oh, they were.
But then, because Patterson was the better fullback yesterday, I thought.
He was.
But they all done the job. They all done the job, which is what you have to do. Merlin Roll's best game in an Everton shirt by far. Harrison Armstrong, really mature, excellent performance. Garner, we've just said, outstanding. Jack Grealish worked really hard. It wasn't one of his most creative games, but he was getting shots away in the first half. And
trying.
Was, again, put a good shift in with Michalenko in front of Michalenko. Bought loads of fouls, which is broke the game up, which is what you need. And they all done the job. The keeper, outstanding. That save from Rodgers, that one outstanding save. Tremendous. That was when you've not done that much. You've not that much to do. Made an excellent save.
Great movement with his feet to do a save. Like
brilliant, because it was Rodgers. I mean, how he got the shot the way he did. It was running backwards when he hit it. Tremendous, tremendous technique. He's fantastic, Morgan Rodgers. And he was their best player.
I was about to say...
The threat, the main threat. Tielemans was probably the best player because he conducted a lot in that midfield, but Rodgers is the threat, the real threat. Yeah. And Wendy, we did quite well. He normally has a good game against us. We did quite well against him. Yeah. So, no, they were... I thought they were excellent.
That was Rodgers having an off game. No wonder he's,
No, he is a top player. He's a top player. But again, when you look at it, you go... You see everything that we've done, and when you you're going through the season and think about where we were when we lost Keane and Dewsbury Hall, and then we were losing Adrissa and we were losing Illiman and Jai. Iraboon was being injured lately. Alcaraz was trying to, just finding his feet a little bit, and he's been injured. Merlin Roll has come back from an injury.
Yeah.
Seamus was back and then out again for months, and we've put up with suspensions. Michael Keane's been playing, then injured, then back, then suspended, and it's been so sort of up and down in what the managers had to contend with, and the team. Listen, David Moyes isn't for everyone, but I think people do need to give the fella credit. He's a top manager. He's not. Is he world class? Well, you've got to win a lot of things to be in that bracket, but he's a very, very good Premier League manager. He's a very, very good Everton manager. Whether you're a big fan or not, that's undeniable. 10 away wins in the year that he's been back, which is more. It's either more than anyone, or it's level with our.
It's level with Arsenal, I think.
So it's up there, which is an incredible record for a club that couldn't win away
in a year.
You've been the length and breadth of the country for years, and it probably took you 4 seasons to see 10 away wins.
Because that stat is a year, it almost intuitively becomes a season, doesn't it? So the idea that you would win 10 away games in a season, you're right up at the top if you're doing that. If your home form supports it. And, that's where we need to go to the next level at home, I think.
And what I think I found really sort of interesting, and I found it yesterday as well, is how willing we are to go at teams. And we haven't got our best players. And that was yesterday. We hit the post after 10 seconds, and that. It could have gone anywhere. It could have. Other clubs you see, it hits the post and goes in. For us at the moment, it's hitting post and coming out, and it went back to the only place it could go, which was the bleeding keeper's arms. The only safe place was right back in his arms. We had the goal disallowed. People will argue the rights and wrong of it, but by letter of the law, Harrison Armstrong was offside. But I bet you that goal scored 5 times for the rest of the season and never disallowed again.
Probably said that after Spurs.
We've had shots. Michalenko's had a good shot, which Martinez has tipped over. Yeah. We've had breaks in the second half where the final ball just hasn't picked someone out when it was easier. We broke through even after we'd scored. Beto should do better with 2v2 in the box and he falls over. So it's not like we're just camped on the edge of our, which we did see under the other fella quite a lot, was just kicking the ball anywhere. It ain't that at all. And we're doing this without our best players.
No, it was a stunning performance all around. And I think pre-match, maybe I'm just bigoted because he picks Nick McNeil and I just turned that into a negative aspect. But had it been sort of camped on the edge of our penalty area, not dissimilar, say, from Forest or whatever, and we'd still won, we'd have gone, that's what, but it wasn't. We concluded it was perhaps more of a low block type team, and then they went straight on the front foot straight away and never come off it, really, did they? And there were periods when I was a bit concerned it was getting a bit too open, and therefore the so-called better team would prevail. But the work ethic of Armstrong and Roll and Garner covered a lot of that, really. And it just, the team who deserved to win most won. And that, I think, and that's really telling when they've come off 11 consecutive home wins on the bounce or something, and therefore it raises expectation because you've mentioned it a couple of times now. Look how well we've done with all these players missing. You didn't mention Alcaraz, Iraboon, When they're all back, the expectation is going to go up a notch, isn't it? Well, it has to. So now the manager's got to transition back to his starters almost as they become available. But it's a nice issue to be in.
Well, it's up to thingy, isn't it? It should be an expectation on the players, not so much. People always go, it's up to the manager now. He's got to do with the manager. The manager sets your team up. The players have got to deliver. That's what it is.
Well, you just talked about O'Brien delivering, Patterson delivering. And when Michael Keane comes back, you expect him to put Michael Keane in.
I don't. Who said that? I haven't said that, no. I said when O'Brien goes to right back, because Branthwaite's fit.
Oh, I see. You were thinking of it from Branthwaite.
Well, because you put your best player back in. You don't go back to number 4 centre back, who is clearly number 4 centre back. You go back to your top centre back. But I wouldn't be quickly rushing Branthwaite back. He'd be on the bench. And then if Patterson has another good game against Leeds, then he has to wait. If Patterson's a little bit, or the manager thinks, I'm not sure. Everton have been linked with Juan Luis Sanchez again today.
Well, when
reports coming out of Spain saying Everton have been speaking over the weekend. Well, I don't know whether that's right or wrong, but if Everton were to go and get a right back, then, because Patterson's ironically been linked with Sevilla, which is Sanchez's club, so who knows, but sooner or later it's going to be Branthwaite back in the side because he's Everton's best defender.
I totally agree.
And then he's got to perform.
And then the challenge is on the manager and the players what the best pairing is, and the future pairing one assumes would be Branthwaite and O'Brien.
Yeah, that's what you should be looking towards. The same with Idrissa. Idrissa played and started every game that he was available for.
Champion.
So, and he's just won. So congratulations to Senegal, of course, with winning the AFCON last night, him and Iliman and Jai. At least them being away for weeks wasn't a waste of time. They've gone and won it, so congratulations to them. Idrissa will come back and be an option back in midfield because he always gets picked because he's very, very good. So that's good for us because the manager might go, well, the three lads who've done the business of Villa will be the three lads who start against Leeds, and Idrissa comes sit on the bench. That'd be a really good thing if that's happening. I don't know whether it will, but that would be a good thing. But then we have to transition from Idrissa. I love Idrissa. I hope he stays next season, but if he does, the turnover should be then.
The minutes will change.
Where he's not.
So that's Armstrong back to Preston then, but a main man next year.
I wouldn't give Armstrong back to Preston if we're going to use him properly.
Yeah.
Because I think he proved yesterday he's going to be an excellent footballer for Everton. He's really good. He's a kid. This is his birthday today. 19 today, is he?
Was it today?
All over the weekend. I think
was it yesterday or today? No, it could have been yesterday. We didn't know if it was yesterday.
I don't know. Zach would have told me that it was the same birthday. Today, isn't it? Yeah, I thought it was. It was 19 today. Happy birthday, Harrison. He's got a big future. So what do? We were talking, Jacob was talking before. It's like you flip the coins, you go, keep him here because he's that good.
Yeah.
And then you've got 6 midfielders and he gets 15 minutes here and there. Or does he go back to Preston where he's going to play every week and that development continues with the idea that he becomes almost the main man in your midfield next season? Yeah. That'll be for the manager to make that call. Greedily, you want to keep him here because you want to have the options of all the players, don't you?
And in normal circumstances, maybe the manager would as well, because managers can't have too many good players.
Exactly, and all he can do, Harrison, again, is if he's not in Latin. If he goes back to Preston, it'll be on the final day of the window.
Final hour, probably.
Right? So all he can do is perform against Leeds next week at home. And if he performs against Leeds at home, then he gives the manager a real problem.
It's a nice problem. Yeah.
It's a great problem. But then the manager has to look and go, what's the best for his development then?
So define using properly, which I guess means how many minutes he gets.
Yeah, you've got
How many minutes would you think?
Well, we've got Leeds and then we've got Brighton away.
Yeah. No, I mean to keep.
No, I'm saying then the window shuts then on the
slam shuts
the Monday, isn't it, after Brighton?
Yeah.
So he'll be in Everton's squad for the next 2 games. He deserves to start against Leeds. Will he? I don't know. The manager will look at it game by game, won't he? He might think he's staying in. I'm going to take Maitland Roll to the bench and Idrissa's coming back in with James Garner and we'll have Harrison there because. Well, he might not. He might go, Harrison, you drop that. Or he might just leave it and go, you 3 lads were outstanding against an excellent side with really good midfield players. You're staying in. You're me 3 again. You deserve it. Brilliant. But if David Moyes in his head goes, well, Dewsbury Hall's back next week, say, I don't know if he is, but whenever, Idrissa's back and Tim Idabunum's back and I've got James Garner and I've got Maitland Roll there right now and Charlie Alcaraz is coming back. And Dwight McNeil.
Usually the decision's there.
Then all of a sudden you're looking and going, where's Harrison Armstrong going to be?
But you do the decision there of Roll or Garner for the manager.
No.
And then if you did, would that lead to Irabunum or Armstrong? Or is it more complicated than that?
It's more complicated because
you want it as a
unit. I actually think Dewsbury Hall's better deeper. So I think the way Everton played yesterday.
So you'd be picking the unit rather than...
Yeah. But the way Everton played yesterday, I think me and Ped have said... Ped is here, he's just over there. Me and Ped have said this a few times, that move away from having a number 10. Because we haven't got one anyway.
That's right.
So move away from it and have 3. Yesterday, Everton had midfield players that were midfield. There was no 6, 8 and 10.
No.
They were midfielders.
And
Harrison Armstrong was trying to get forward, but Roll was pressing as well.
Yeah.
So you can almost play with a V in midfield, where James Garner's the sitter and the other two I'll go back to Newspeak, at 8s, a 6 and 2 8s, right? But what you want is you want a fluid midfield. So you want them all doing bits. Of course, you've got to have someone screening. But, so if you're doing it like that, Dewsbury Hall is better deeper, making runs. Harrison Armstrong's better there. Roll is better there. Irabunum's probably better there, although he's done a really disciplined job deeper. And we know Adrissa goes everywhere, but you don't really want him sitting because he doesn't really sit. So then you have to work out who's going to play where there. Alcaraz very much is he's an 8 as well, Alcaraz. 8/10 really, because he's the one who wants to break forward.
Sure.
So there's just so many of them. And you're going, how do we piece all that together? Well, James Garner plays every week because he's been the best player all season, has to play. For me, when everyone's fully at 100%, Dewsbury Hall has to play. He's the best footballer in the midfield that we've got in terms of taking it under pressure. Great left foot, and the balance of a left foot anyway in there is so much better. So there's 2.
But if you're playing Grealish and Ndiaye, haven't you only got one spec to choose?
That's what I'm saying. So there's 1.
Yeah.
So you got 2 midfielders who, for me, are undoubtedly James Garner and Kieran Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah.
So we've got Adrissa Garner-Gay, Harrison Armstrong, Tim Irabunum, Charlie Alcaraz, Merlin Roll. We've got 5 for one position. So why are we keeping Harrison Armstrong then?
Well, that's where I was going.
Right?
Yeah. Hence the question, how many minutes?
I want him to.
How many minutes is he going to get, though?
Greedily, I want him to, because I think, well, Merlin's done brilliant yesterday. Now, if that's going to be Merlin Roll's level, no issue. But he might drop again because he's trying to get used to it. So we might expect up and down. Tim Irabunum's done really well of late. A lot of Evertonians really like Tim Irabunum. And go, okay, well, he's not going anywhere anyway, is he? True. So there's 2. Alcaraz is an easy drop for Moyes, so he becomes a squad player. McNeil's an easy, will be out anyway.
Well, he'll fall off the end, won't he,
so
in this game?
Well, he'll be in the squad, he'll be on the bench, won't he? We've got Dibbling as well, he hasn't got a second. So it becomes one. So for me, Armstrong will go back. Yeah. I wouldn't, but he will.
That's where it was going to, really. And that's your deduction, isn't it, right? But you're still left with 4 players going for one slot. And the other 3 are all going to appear on the bench, are they, do you think? Yeah.
Because midfield can go anywhere,
That's what I mean, yeah. And
who's to say Merlin Roll won't end up a bloody right back for a bit, or James Garner, you know.
And if we don't get another striker, then we're only really going to have 1 striker on the bench. And that presumably will always be Beto, right? And so there's for half your subs are taken there. You've got 2 keepers, and then you've got bits and bobs, haven't you? And would you have same formation? Home, away, doesn't really matter. Yeah.
I just have 3 midfield. I just don't think, unless you're going to put Jack Grealish behind the striker
as the 10
to mix it, as an actual number 10, someone who'll take the ball and create, then we don't need to play with that, because we haven't got another out and out one. We tried and Jay in there, and he gets bogged down. Doesn't really. He gets bogged down with how sort of congested it is. McNeil can't do, he's not mobile enough, even though I think he's probably at his most dangerous in there. He's not mobile, and we've seen at the games at home, he's just not mobile. Charlie's probably, like I said before, someone who can play naturally there. But I just think maybe just having 3 the way we have it is probably a better way to go.
So where you end up at just then in that walkthrough is 4 for one slot. The other 3 end up on the bench. Yeah. Where does that leave McNeil and Dibbling?
Sub.
So 5 on the bench.
We've got 9, haven't we?
No, yeah. But 5 on the bench who are fundamentally midfieldy type players. Yeah. 2 goalies. Maybe we'll get
rid of 2 goalies. You go to 1 goalie.
That's what I mean. We'll have to get out of that 2 goalie thing. Otherwise, you know.
No, you're going to have issues, because when everyone's fit, you're going to have 1 goalie. Then you're going to have Seamus Coleman. There's 2.
2 defenders you need.
Michael Keane.
Yeah.
You might end up with
O'Brien.
Jake O'Brien.
Because you've got a right back.
Jake O'Brien. Then you're going to have...
And then the other 5, basically.
Irabunum.
Yeah. Alcaraz,
Dribbling, McNeil maybe, and Beto, there's your 9, or it's another midfielder and McNeil's not there, or it's another midfielder and Seamus is, or Patterson's not going to be.
Oh, I forgot about Patterson.
And the manager wants to bring 2 in.
Yeah.
So
he's going to have great problems picking,
But that's good, isn't it?
I don't think it's bad.
And then you spin it again in the summer. Then you've got big decisions to make in the summer then.
And all the time, we should be doing that with lowering the average age, longer contracts in the sense of you look at your 11 or your 15, whatever it is, and they're all got 2 years left. That sort of thing.
They'll turn the summer, won't they? Because I don't know what they'll do with Idrissa, right? They might shake hands, and he's playing all the time. So again, it blows my. I think he's more likely to still be in the squad and used off the bench and used in other games, right? Because you can't only have 20 players anyway.
No.
A squad of 25. Some weeks players won't be on the bench. Well, you get on with it, don't you?
Yeah.
But Beto will be moved on.
Yeah.
For sure. But then do we only want 2 strikers? Isn't that quarter short this year?
3, aren't you?
Or are we going to have 3? So we might bring 2 strikers in when Beto goes out the door. Or you might promote Braden Graham, who scored again on Friday night, but I still think he's a bit away from it. It's a midfield. Them 6, they're all good age. Bar Idrissa.
Yeah. And once Garner's nailed down, they're all on decent contract lengths.
So then you look and you go, they'll replace the right back. They'll buy a right back, whether they do it this window or the summer, they'll buy a right back. I imagine Seamus will drop off. Michael Keane, what did he do with him? He's 4th choice, kept for a year. Did he keep him again, or did he go, no, we want to either buy a younger centre-back, or one of the lads who are coming through are going to occupy centre-back number 4. It's hugely risky because this year Michael Keane's played loads of games because Brandtwaite's been injured. If they were all fit, you'd only need 3 centre-backs, but you can't. You
can imagine a risk-averse person saying that during the debate and the 4th choice centre-back should be the emerging talent, whatever, right? And then you go, but this fella seems to miss the start of seasons, right? And we don't want to have another panic. And then it's almost like you want that safety net of experience number 4 choice who never gets a game.
But he might say,
because you don't need the.
He might say
in the end you don't need him.
He might say to Keane again in the summer. Look,
do you want the same gig as last time?
You same again.
Yeah.
You might find yourself this season not even on the bench in some squads, but we will give you the chance. If you train well and do well, then of course you'll get a shot because that should be everyone's level.
Of course it should.
But there will be. I do expect another 5 or 6 out this summer and 5 or 6 brought in because we've got to bring in to take the level up.
We have.
Because if we don't, we just have the same squad. And that same squad might get you 10th or whatever again. And you go, well, that's all right, but that isn't.
And we need a line of sight to the future squad, which, for me anyway, must include bringing down average ages, all that sort of stuff, delivering the physicality that the manager wants. So they're all going to be athletes and hopefully paces included in the requirements and those sorts of things. And you can get all rose-tinted, can't you? Like, this is looking good, this. You know, this season right now being the stabilise plus to consolidate, and then you're into, look at the squad we've got, and then the following summer, you're into perhaps, I don't know, putting the whole bloody budget into a really very expensive striker or creative midfield player or whatever, because all the stuff around them is already in place.
Yeah.
You know, dream, eh?
No, it's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. But that's what happens. And then you make other decisions then. And you get to a situation where someone like Tim Mirabunum, you're looking and going, there's this fella over here who's miles better. What do we do? Do we sell him and buy him? Or do you know, you're chatting to
I was using
him as a name because a player who, you know.
But you literally would be looking at, in this example, whatever, we've got 5 or 6 midfield players here, and the guy who's nearest to end a contract is this one. And he's actually behind 2 or 3 of these guys. And that's where you might try and get some income for them with Premier League experience, because others will rate that as well.
Of course, yeah.
So it's interesting, really is. But we could have had this conversation 2 weeks ago, but it's better had when you've won, isn't it? Yeah,
because you look at it. Yeah, but I think a couple of weeks ago, Roll was still a little bit. You go, let's see.
We saw the last game, didn't we, when he looked way off, but we did.
But we saw early on when he come in, he looked good, and then obviously got the injury. We only seen him in fits and starts, but he looks useful, and then he got injured.
Then maybe a bit of.
Then he's come back and done all right
like
at Forest, didn't he? But then a dip. But then yesterday he was excellent. So he's got to get to a level where you look and go, yeah, he's very good. You know, he's good and will he'll be really useful. I can understand what the manager wants in him. He's part of the squad. Things like that.
Because that's his challenge, isn't it? Is availability and then consistency when you play. And the former, he had challenges with in Germany, didn't he, about fitness and all those sort of
things. Only for one season.
No, I know.
But look at his record.
No, I do, because we wouldn't have got him otherwise, right? Yeah. But there's always, a bit like DCL, there'll still be people talking about DCL somewhere, won't there, about all them
But
injuries.
He did have 2 years of injuries.
Yeah, and then he had 2 years of not. And he is where he is. But it becomes part of your box ticking, doesn't it? Yeah, well, he's always available. And when he plays, I always get this minimum level. And then you want them knocking on his door, don't you? Demanding to be played or whatever.
And of course, the other thing that makes everything more palatable is if Everton, imagine Everton got into the Conference League,
for example.
Let's say that.
Deeper squad. Yeah.
Let's say that. Then all of a sudden you got games. There's another 6 sort of group games that they can play in, and every Premier League club, I say this, every Premier League club should at least get out the group.
Yes,
at least they should win it. In my opinion, every Premier League club should win it. The power they've got, but they should definitely be getting into the knockout stages. That's games that you can keep people happy with. You should be going deeper than the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup and the 3rd round of the FA Cup. Of course.
And that's where in Europe the big league stuff plays to bigger squads, doesn't it? Yeah. Because you play your better ones, whatever, in the first 3 or 4 games. You know you're into the knockout stages, and then your fringe players can play then.
Yeah. Your fridge players?
Fringe.
The ones who were cold.
Fringe.
But, but...
Beyond the fringe, even.
So, it's just a lot.
Copyright that.
Good choices, isn't it? Good.
It is.
Good problems for the manager.
Yeah, it's a half full day today, isn't it? Emphatically, so that's good.
Well, look, it would be anyway when your squad's fit. It's just getting the squad fit. The problem, we've been decimated. We've had, obviously, AFCON and we've had suspensions on, so that's the problem. So then you look and you go, the squad's not very deep at all. And it isn't. Some of them, we've had the amount of kids we've had on the bench, and lads, not even just kids who were there or thereabouts, ones who you look and go, we had Olaweyu on the other week. He was only just 17.
Yeah,
they're like real good prospect. I know they really like him there, and he think he's got a good chance. But play for England and all that. But you know, he's a baby, and he's had no minutes, no seconds. Aston, who we bought, and only just got on last week.
Yeah,
you know, so there is that. And we even forgot about him when I was going through the 9 subs because he's not Aston.
Oh yeah, Aston, of course, yeah.
You know, we was wondering yesterday if it was a shout to put him on with the last 5 to go. We're just going to go direct, get in behind, you know. But it was a bit, they're too good a side, I think. When it's settled like that, you can sometimes throw the goal, you know, throw the momentum onto a club like that if you start making too many.
Well, the manager's minimal changes, I think, was as much to do with that. The defensive side was in the groove. Yeah. And even though he was constantly asking them, "Are you okay?" You know, particularly Roll, who, sort of thing, and they all did well. And they ran the yards and finished. Well,
that's the first time. The first time Patterson finished the full.
Is it really
for a while? Isn't it?
Well, there you go.
For years, probably. Yeah. It's the first time. I know he played against Arsenal left back. Oh, did he go off in that? I think he might have even gone off in that one. But definitely the first time Rolls started. Did Roll finish at Forest? Didn't he? Sorry, it's the second time he's done the 90 odd. He went to right back at Forest.
But this was a higher energy game for him.
Harrison Armstrong's done I know he done in the cup and he's done it, followed it up. I think that's probably his first Premier League full thing. So they're getting fitter and stronger, which is excellent. So it's good. It's good. But again, when you're looking for quality and you go, squad's decent. We know when we've got our best 11, we give most teams have a good go against most of them. We've produced, even when we haven't got our best 11, we've given some teams working over.
Well, that's right. But even through these traumas, Jordan's, you know, was it 9 clean sheets now?
It's the home, isn't it? It's at home because I think we
got battered 3 times, and it's really skewed the big picture.
Expansive at home. It is too expensive as well.
And those 3 defeats,
too expansive at home.
Those 3 defeats, if you like, mask the trend a little bit overall, but the away form's tremendous. It really is. Well, I didn't know that one you said about the Chelsea thing where we,
you know, and we've got the 5th best defensive record in the league anyway.
You take out those,
and 11 of those
outliers.
goals were over 3 games, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you take them out and you're going, bloody hell, hardly concede. You know, you're back to Arsenal level of 14 goals conceded.
It's mad, isn't it?
But obviously you can do that with any.
Of course you can.
You know, but it just shows you that it is a balancing act now for the manager. And he won't want us to be ultra cautious at home.
No.
Because he's never wanted that. He's always wanted front. Doesn't mind it away. He's always wanted front foot at home. But while we haven't got the balance, maybe that's caused it.
How good are David Moyes' interviews post-match, particularly when he's got a big beaming grin on his face?
Well, it was a big win.
He
knew it was a big win.
He was a proud daddy yesterday, though, wasn't he? He really was.
It was a big win.
Yeah,
They could have gone.
was.
They were right in the
Mix,
race for the league. You know, they won yesterday second. Won 11 home games on the run. They're playing a team that's got 6 or 7 players out. So had 1 win in 7. Just had a terrible week at home.
You've won 11 on the bounce yourself.
That's it. You know, they'd have been turning up thinking, all right, these will make it tough, but, you know, a standard 2-0 win. To go there and do that was fantastic. Gary Ward says, Rod Fanning's agent, back in the comments, says, if Everton walked off the pitch every time he suffered a dodgy decision from the referee, we'd never complete a game. Good point. Very, very good point. Peter Gate Matty says, I'm half fuming. If we'd have beaten Wolves and Brentford, we'd be 4th. An opportunity missed.
Ifs, buts.
You can't look at it like that, though, can you? Because we could have beat Wolves and Brentford and got beat 4-0 yesterday on one of them days. Yeah, it is. You're right. When you look, you go, oh my God, what a missed opportunity.
But that's cause for optimism.
But, no, it is.
Just like, you know, getting back where we, particularly yesterday, with all them players missing.
Yeah.
You know?
If those 2 games, my real gripe with it, Matt, is I wish we'd have had like Arsenal and Chelsea. Arsenal
you
and
said
City,
this last week, yeah.
Then 2 games rather than Wolves. I wish Wolves and Brentford were later in the season when we've got our team where I expect us to go and bounce them. I'd rather play 2 teams who were sort of not expected defeat. We should never be expecting a defeat, but where you're going, this is going to be really hard. We'll dig in if we can grind the points out on that. It's not a game we're expected to win.
That's true.
Because it feels like 2 big opportunities missed. Because if we had even half of our players available for those 2 games, I think we win them both of them. I do. I think we win the both of them. But that's
history now.
Well, it doesn't ever roll, does it? If you've got Wolves at home on a Wednesday night, if we're bottom of the league, you're going, we'll win that.
Of course.
And then you've got a team that can go second in the race for the title with that, and you go with 6 or 7 players out, you go, probably get beat there because they're really good. We draw with one and beat the other.
Yeah.
So, you know, what?
But then in the
we went to Burnley, who were crap.
Yeah.
And drew, and went to Forest, who were miles better, and beat them.
But the trend bit, when you try and look at the big picture, particularly in the circumstances the manager finds himself with, you know, lack of options as much as anything else, is you would say in both those instances, we get 4 points from them 2 games.
Of course.
And 4 points from them 2.
Yeah.
We'll be all right.
No, you're right. If you'd have said after
and the fan
Brentford,
thing is much better if you get your 2 wins at home.
Of course.
And your 2 draws away.
Well, Moyes said this yesterday. He said it's great being in a way Evertonian, but we've got to make sure, because that always keeps you safe as well, doesn't it? Thomas Frank, all right, Spurs aren't doing what they hoped, but I never look at Tottenham. I'm never convinced by Spurs anyway.
Yeah.
But if they'd won as many at home, if the form's flipped round, so away they're not great, but they win a lot at home, there'd be much less. They still wouldn't be happy, but there'd be much less murmurs. But because they keep getting beat at home. He's right on, you know. I'm surprised we haven't heard he's been sacked today.
They had all these meetings they're supposed to be having.
So, yeah, we have to get the home form. But you're right. If you'd have said Wednesday, Wolves and Villa will get 4 points out of these next 6, I'd have bit your hand off.
Yeah,
I'd have been like, it's right.
Yeah,
it's right.
Yeah.
Come on, and we've done it. It just doesn't work out the way you'd expect sometimes, does it? Steve P says, do you know when people say the thing of, do you think it'd be boring to be like Man City and win all the time? There's definitely a load of nonsense that, because when Everton win, there's no other feeling compares. Let's be honest, there's no other high like it. I'd honestly naturally feel more from seeing Everton winning a Premier League game than I would seeing England win a World Cup. Oh, absolutely. I like England to win the World Cup, just to give whatever, and you want them. In English, you want them to do well, but you can't compare it, can you?
No.
Everton winning a Carabao Cup or England winning a World Cup. Give me the Carabao Cup every day of the week. That being said, I still want England to do well in the World Cup, but yeah, nothing like it. I wouldn't get bored if Everton won every game.
Yeah. Would you get bored if we won every game 1-0? And it was turgid football.
If we won every game,
and it was turgid.
No.
And that's what we have to remember.
Come and beat us.
Yeah. The first thing is winning games, isn't it? And then, and this is where clubs get ahead of themselves and want it to be done entertainingly then. And in trying to entertain or whatever, they stop winning.
After a few years, you might be a bit like, I wish we were a bit more expansive or we had this. But
exciting.
When you've had this long of never winning, no, just give me winning all the time, please. Adam says so many dull games this year with teams sitting in a low block. Loads of time being wasted from throw-ins and free kicks and VAR, the ultimate killer of the game. I don't know if it's the rules that need to change or a change in the squares that enforce the rule. But they've got to stop finding any and every way to rule out goals. It's making football more difficult to watch than ever. Does it get to a point where people stop going the game? I know it's easy to say you've had enough. People live and breathe football, so to completely give it up isn't easy. Yeah, they do have. It is becoming a weird. We're in like a weird flux, I think, with the Premier League. It's all going back to set pieces. The goals are getting ruled out. Like our goal was like the first goal in 4 Premier League games. That they've been like, like Forest and Arsenal. Then they had Newcastle. I think there was another one.
And we already had more draws this season than the whole of last.
And things like that. And goals are down and all that. Some of that'll be because teams are closer together, I think, in the division, if you look. But you're right. Some of it is long throw-ins again, wasting time. VAR does kill moments, doesn't it? For me, you should be able to get to these decisions in 30, 45 seconds, really. Just keep looking at it 3 times. Show me it again. Show me it. If you're still going, do another angle. Right angle. What do you think, John? Do it. And it's going into 2 and 3 minutes. That isn't what football is. Football's not perfect. It never will be.
It
never will.
When we found out the other week, when Liverpool got an offside allowed, because previously, a couple of years ago, whenever it was, Premier League clubs had wanted the... If you're offside by this amount, you're not offside. If you're offside by this amount, you are.
Nonsense.
Guess what they could do? Ask fans what they want. Don't ask the bloody clubs what they want. Yeah. Ask fans what we want. Yeah. And what we want is what you just said. Listen, if you're taking more than this amount of time to decide whether Haaland's offside or not, he wasn't. Yeah? Because it's all about competitive advantage.
Tell you what, right, just do... If you're a Midgie's cock offside, you're offside then. Yeah. Just make it. I said this before, didn't we? We were talking.
But then you get an Outwell taking 5 minutes to measure it.
But it's AI.
The AI can't do when there's lots of bodies around, can it?
It can do most of it. That's nonsense. Yeah. And if Atwell or Atwell or whoever it is.
Yeah, it was just because he was the one for Haaland.
Yeah, whoever's doing the thing, right, you've got a minute to do it.
That's what I mean.
You can't disprove
Put a clock on it.
In a minute, whatever. It's the goal, the on-field thing, or whatever it is, right? Yeah. Because it is killing it. You're sitting there going, what's happening now? Like we had one the other week, didn't we? The Michael Keane thing. The game had gone on. That incident.
And then they stop it.
Happened about 2 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
No one sort of knew what was going on. They're going, checking red card. There's still no information. Then the fella goes over to the screen and then says, it isn't your final decision, mate, is it? Because you've been told to go. Because your decision on the pitch was nothing. Wasn't even a foul. And was using that incident because we were in the stadium for it. But that happens all the time. You're like, why is it taking so long? If it's taking 3 minutes to get to a decision, then bin it. You got to give the game back to the fans. You're taking it away from us. You're removing it bit by bit from us. And football, we had a conversation before about the FA Cup. That me and Jacob, who's our intern, and you'll meet him, sure,
because you are going on camera eventually.
You will be on. Jacob, great. Was talking about the Swedish league. Swedish, massive Evertonian, Swede. Saying, the standards are great, but there's no VAR. So everything's in the moment.
And when a goal's scored, it's a goal.
So when you have those moments like yesterday, where you know, but I bet you still had to look with the linesman, put a flag up because Barry's there. But in general, no linesman's flag, he thinks it in. You go, they can't rule that out because there's nothing there. The emotion is amazing.
Yeah, of course it is.
But I always now, we score, and I look at the linesman, there's no flag, and then I think, what's the referee doing?
Yeah.
Is he like this? Because the minute you see him like that, you
yeah.
start thinking, they're checking for something. So with that, in the moment, sort of action, you only really feel confident if one of your players whacks one in from 25 yards and goes on the top. And we don't score a lot of them, do we? But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things like there's those moments like the Jack Grealish goal against Palace. I could see it all in front of me. I knew there was no way they could rule it out. And it was the last seconds. And those moments are getting taken away from us bit by bit because of VAR.
How long did they take to check O'Brien's goal yesterday? Because time moves at a different pace in the ground. Did it take a while?
It wasn't low, but it was enough.
A couple of minutes.
Where you look, a couple of minutes, and they'd be quite happy with that. I bet you Howard Webber go, great that.
Yeah.
We done that in 2 minutes and 11 seconds. That's brilliant. No, it isn't, mate.
Because in other
those
sports,
fans in the corner of Villa Park there on the side who were waiting and celebrating, and you go, oh, it's getting.
Well, we lose the first 30 or 40 seconds of that 2 minutes because we still think it's a goal. Yeah.
And then you go, oh, and your heart sinks, doesn't it?
Because the reason I ask is because the linesman gave offside against Armstrong. And the goal was disallowed for offside against Armstrong, but it took 2 minutes to confirm what the linesman saw. Surely, if they do the interaction properly, it's just he's physically offside. That's why the flag's gone up. Was he interfering with play? Yes. Goal or not?
Or no goal?
Or
that's
not,
it.
as the case may be.
So,
because what I couldn't get my head round, probably because I missed the flag going up, was if it was the interfering with play thing. You know, people got the phones out.
Of course, yeah.
Well, why wasn't a referee sent to the screen? And that was because the on-field decision had been offside. They didn't need to.
They didn't have to go, yeah.
But it still took a couple of minutes. Yes.
Well, it was like this what done my head in. If you want to start arguing over moments of when the offside, that Brentford goal, I think it was the third goal. It was third goal because the second goal was a corner. The third one, when the ball's passed forward and Thiago's 12 yards offside, and it goes to Sharda, and Sharda gives it to him, he runs in and then scores. But the ball's passed forward. If I'm an Everton defender and you run beyond me, I'm thinking the flag's going up here. Oh no, because it's phased, whatever. See, that's nonsense to me. So Harrison Armstrong then didn't head the ball. But they go, no, he's interfering. Well, so was Thiago last week. And then they start splitting that. No, because the ball went there and he's... but all that Sharda did was stop it and he took it off and scored. So he's not... Do you know what I mean?
So if you were the VAR official yesterday and the on-field decision is offside and you're trying to get to the right decision, not a clear and obvious error, would you call the ref over and say, do you think what Armstrong was doing was enough?
No, I think I said to you...
Are you cool with VAR just confirming the on-field decision?
If that would have been them scoring, my argument would have been similar to how the Jota's goal was given against us in the derby last year. When the ball was played forward... It was Diaz, wasn't it? It was offside.
Stood there.
And Tarkovsky had to play the ball because he was there. And you see that. So if that would have been yesterday and someone would have, I don't know, say it was, I don't know, Pau Torres would have jumped from an offside position and the concert headed it in. But our players had to, I'd be like, well, our player can't leave it assuming do you know what I mean? I think, what annoys me, it's not the fact the goal was disallowed. What annoys me is I know that goal will stand in other games.
No, that's
for the same thing. That's what annoys me about it. It isn't that Everton have been robbed. We've been robbed enough times this season. I don't think we were robbed yesterday at that goal. But what really irks me is I know that will be given.
But it was at the other end, right? Was Armstrong offside because he's wrestling with a defender?
No, he was lazy.
Was he?
Didn't get back on side.
Because again, some games players will... When the defenders
shoved them,
will be saying, well, we're doing the push and shoving, push the attacker that way.
No. He just didn't get back on track enough.
Okay.
Right? Which loads of players do it.
That's right, yeah.
If he just stands there and doesn't attempt to go for the ball,
it goes over.
It's
anyway.
given.
Yeah.
No, but it's given.
Yeah.
He jumps. So once he jumps, he's active, isn't he? So
you can't help that, can you?
No, but we can't moan either.
No, I get it.
He's offside.
But
so
as you say, you will see an example of that.
Yeah, that's what'll really...
And you won't have to wait all season. It could be the next round of games. It could be tonight.
Saturday or tonight or something. You'll go, hang on, that's very...
Yeah.
Because I've seen the O'Brien goal disallowed against Spurs 3 or 4 times given. So you go, hang on, because the referee on the pitch had a clear view and give it. So why is he gone? Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. You just think this isn't... But I haven't got much of an issue. Hey, listen, had we got beat 2-0, I might have had a bit more of an issue.
True.
Yesterday. But I do understand why he gave offside, because he hadn't got himself back on side.
But it happens elsewhere.
And that's what'll annoy me.
I mean, last night when AFCON kicked off, you know, the pundits in the studio, because again, I just got home from Villa.
Yeah.
And whoever the Moroccan guy was, or I guess sort of representing the Moroccan side of the story, said, if the referee just waits until the goal's scored and lets VAR look at it, but of course he gives it straight away before the goal's scored, and then it can't be a goal, can it? So again, we're still, after all these years, having that thing where refs do things like they've always done them impulsively. That's a foul, free kick, right? Or that's offside. Yeah. If the on-field decision had been goal for O'Brien, it'd been a goal, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
Because if we're always just debating around those margins, that's all right, I think.
He's offside.
Yeah. But
so I don't know.
But if the linesman doesn't give offside, do you think VAR say it was? But then we'd have had the ref coming over to the...
Yeah.
But as you said, once he makes that journey, he knows what the right answer is. Do as you're told by the man in the box, yeah.
But wouldn't the lines have picked it up?
He should have done.
The lines would have picked them up being offside, wouldn't he?
Yeah. But I'm just saying if he didn't.
No, the line, I mean. The lines, the AI lines. Because it's clear.
Yeah, but it would still be subjective in the sense of he's off in an offside position, but is he interfering with play?
That's what we've got to get away from.
That's why I was leading this.
Go back to goal line.
You wanted to black and white, don't you?
Yeah. Because then there's no...
If you're in the 6-yard box... within a couple of metres of the guy who scored.
But I had this with
and you're in an offside position, surely you're interfering.
I had this with me red mates when they played City.
Yeah.
And Robertson ducked and the ball went, well, he didn't touch the ball and he was trying to get it. He was in Donnarumma's eye line.
But that's a modern view,
and he ducked. So it's there's eyes, yeah. But the real view is, and again, for me, and people might totally disagree with me, that's fine, but for me, players are human, have to make decisions within a split second. I can't go, John's in second phase, so he's all whatever.
No, you
I
don't.
just see you offside after mark it, or a step out to get you offside.
Absolutely right.
And the minute we start going, and I think this is where they sort of fucked up offside. Yeah. I think what used to be nonsense was you could take a corner, it'd come out to me, I'd smash it in the top corner. You'd be stood by the linesman ahead of, say, Jacob, who's the defender, and he'd put his flag up and go, you're offside. But the goal's over there. And
that's right, yeah.
As is it's a shot from 30 yards in the top corner, and I'm out here. How am I interfering?
Yeah.
So
offside
that had to go.
Offside. Yeah.
That had to go, because that was nonsense, right? All of this first and second phase nonsense is bollocks. If you're in the box and you're ahead of everyone, you should be offside, because
I agree.
Forget about that. You've got to make it easier for the players as well to go, we can make the line here. Then you draw the line. If someone's clever with their run, then brilliant. We've moved away from that, so we can go and stand offside, not touch the ball. You make a run, then I'll get involved then. So no one marks me because I'm offside, and then I tap it in, I've got the advantage, which is what I was talking about with Thiago's second goal. Yeah. He took massive advantage of what I believe is
the way the rules are interpreted.
Rules. It's nonsense rules. He was ahead of everyone making the run, and the ball went to Sciarda, but he was offside. We're trying to play a line, and he's offside by some distance. And then he just runs in. Once Sciarda touches, he's in.
Because it's so subjective.
So that's you go. Point. But they will, whatever. But I'm just saying that. But for me,
keep it simple.
Difficult to argue that Armstrong wasn't interfering.
Oh, I agree.
Offside,
just being there makes him interfering, doesn't it? Because what's he there for?
I think if he doesn't jump,
it's different.
There'd be a conversation.
Yeah.
Because he might have just gone, I'm not involved. I'm just trying to get back away from the play. You know, the old, as your ball's knocked over the top and you're walking the opposite way and someone runs beyond you. That kind of thing. But he didn't. He just hadn't got himself back on side when the ball, and then he did jump. Which, like you say, is instinct. He's going to jump. But I think once he jumps, people have got to say, he took my eye off the ball here.
Yeah.
But I do believe the same issue will happen and it'll be given
as
a goal. So that's where my cry arson comes from. Mark Mack says, midfield 3 were brilliant. Let's keep Armstrong and glad Roll has shown his class. On Villa, their fans seem to have a lot of hate for Guessand. I thought he looked all right, but not seen loads of him. Strange that they sold Marlon to our feeder club. Didn't he score as well? Scored yesterday, didn't he, Marlon? On his debut, yeah. I don't know. Evan Guessand's a good footballer, good player. I mean, he's the bar, didn't he, with the header, which he got a little bit lucky with, but I don't know. I don't understand if they do or they don't. He's a nice footballer. He's better wide, but who knows? I don't know. Phil Stevens says, what a win. Fully deserved. Also loved that Sky 100% put us on the R4 game because they thought we were going to get battered. They didn't count on the bipolar Toffees. David Earl says, can we play away even when we're at home?
Yes.
Put away kits on and go. Put that kit on. That kit's sensational. That kit they had on yesterday.
Yeah, I got a message from on WhatsApp from me Derby County fan just before kick-off and said, that's a fab kit.
Yeah, it's a belter kit.
And then at the end, that's a fab result.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
He's right.
Yeah.
Michael Kearney says, players need to stop pointing towards themselves after a goal. Thought Barry was talking to the official about a no-goal. VAR has me paranoid in question and everything. Josh Oldfield said, brilliant effort from the lads, but this season has shades of 2021. Great away, crap at home. Hopefully getting players back will help the home form. Yeah, but look at it this way, Josh. There's no mention of where there's no mention of being worried that West Ham won in injury time.
Who cares? Yeah.
In fact, it's one of them you go, help us that.
Yeah.
You know? Blue Jay said, what a brilliant win that was. Turns out that we are good, just as long as we don't play at home. I thought the midfield 3 were excellent yesterday. Shout out to Barry's finish, which was very composed, and to Jordan Pickford for that save from Rodgers. Hopefully with players returning now, we can address the home form and make a real go at the second half of the season. Only 4 points off the team that spent £500 million to become draw specialists.
Yes, absolutely.
That was a shock result though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really. I know they're not great, but that was a shock result, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Barely scoring with their only real chance.
But can I do a shout out?
Do a shout out all you want, John.
Pre-match yesterday, this lady comes up to me called Denise, who's from Halewood.
Denise. Denise from Halewood.
Yeah, so not far from here. Yeah. And her hubby or partner or both, Rob, and they currently live in Warrington.
Oh, Rob and Denise, who've gone to Warrington.
Yeah, they're the ones. Yeah. So she asked for a shout out. There it is. And Baz apparently knows you.
There you go. You sound lovely people.
They are lovely people.
We won.
They're in that category of, trying to get season tickets, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But managing to hook by crook go to most away games, sort of thing.
Well, because people don't want to go, do they?
Yeah.
Or can't go, maybe, or whatever, So, James Graham says, agree that 2 keepers on the bench has got to stop. It has. James put a poll up before 440 of you have voted on it. Should Harrison Armstrong stay or go back out on loan? And 67% of you, unsurprisingly, say stay. Yeah, listen, again, I think he's going to be a really good player for Everton. We want him to develop. I've got, from selfish perspective, keep him. Have all the good players you can get, mix it. Developmentally, it might be better for him to go to Preston, but he's got 2 more games and then the manager will make a decision. If he plays really well against Leeds and Brighton, well, he's got to get in the team against Leeds, which for me he should do.
Yeah, might be a bit harder for Brien because of players back.
He's got to play well.
Yeah.
Plays well against Leeds, then he's the one that the manager's got to think, what am I losing by taking him off the side? So that's all he can really do.
Yeah.
But the Pies says, I want him to go back to Preston because it'll make him better for us next season.
Quite possibly, if he's playing pretty much every minute of every game, which no matter what happens with us, that's not very likely, is it? Playing every minute of every game.
Gino Silva says Armstrong is better than Roll, Alcaraz, or says it's past Roll, Alcaraz, McNeil and Adabunum for him.
Opinions?
Yeah.
So-dos.
But that's it again.
It is fair dues.
Put it this way, right? He's come back from Preston. He came on against Brentford for 20 minutes and I thought he was really good. He started against Wolves, was excellent. Was excellent against Sunderland in the Cup, and was even better yesterday.
So he was 19 today.
Exactly. So you look and go, well,
wow.
I think physically he's fantastic. His physique, the size of him, and his mobility is brilliant. I know some of his family and how driven he is. Wants to get better all the time. Wants to be better all the time. And when they've got that kind of mentality, that winning mentality, being at Everton, he posted the thing last week, didn't he? This little how he started and all that.
As a kid.
Being at Everton forever.
Yeah.
So you want that local lad, I read as a kid, but that's about time we had a good one of them.
Yeah, that we managed to keep.
Yeah. So I want him to do brilliantly. So it's about what's best for him, ultimately being best for us, isn't it? Now it might be that he stays, and that makes him better and better for us. No issue. If he goes, I've got no issue.
Ditto.
Go and keep turning it up.
Trust the manager.
I do believe that. I said this a while ago. I think he could be like the Leon Osman effect of when Moyes sent him to Derby and he went to the Championship and come back and he was an Everton first team player then because he'd sort of gone and done it. That was sort of the tick that Moyes needed. Gone and done it, played really well. You're good enough for us. And Ozzy played our first team for 10 years, didn't he?
He did.
300 odd appearances in the Premier League. So I can see that with him. I can see him getting back here and not being one that... Very much like Branthwaite has done. Branthwaite went to PSV but come back, and once he got in, he was a first team player.
Yeah.
And I think that will be the same with Harrison Armstrong. But he's, like I said, he's got 180 minutes to
just do what he's been doing.
Yeah, just keep doing it and give the manager a headache. Because I'm sure when he come back, he wasn't a headache for Moyes. He was coming back to be a body for a few weeks while we got players back. Moyes doesn't give you starts if you don't.
You have to earn them.
Exactly, and he started the last 3 games for us. And in fact, he's finished. I think he come off against Wolves, I think. Did he? He's definitely finished Sunderland and he definitely finished Villa. So the last 2 games, I think, did he complete Wolves? Can't remember. But he's definitely the last 2 games. He's played every minute of it. So that's telling you how well.
And there's bonus credits on his perception scale of who he did it against yesterday.
Well, that's it. And again, you look at this is a team that was in the Premier League title race if they'd have won yesterday. And they still are, aren't they? They're not out of it. But to go there and do that and play at that level,
it's tremendous. Was
excellent. So yeah. Blue Jack says Dibbling 100% has an Everton future. He does. He should be using Harrison Armstrong as the thing to go. Okay,
similar age,
young lad, but he's like almost guaranteed to play. So what have I got to do? Tyler Dibbling's got loads of ability. Are we set up to help him get the most out of it? Probably not right now, but he's got to meet us halfway, isn't he? He's got to be the one that Moyes is thinking, I've got to bring you on. I need something. I was never really going to come on yesterday if it was the way it was going, because Dwight McNeil was doing a really important job tactically. I'm, mixing that up, putting, I must have called him a maverick there, Dibbling, putting a player on who's a little bit more, wants to get on the front foot.
The risk was too
high. At a game and it's 1-0 and it's a key game.
Yeah.
I don't really think that was going to happen. No. Maybe if it had been 1-0 down or 1-1, he might have, but at 1-0, he was always going to protect what he had. Doesn't mean that's Tyler Dibbling done. He's okay. He's a young lad who's moved 300 miles north or more, whatever it is. He's only 19 and he's got to settle down, and he's playing for a manager who is a little bit more cautious, but that's fine because it gets results. And he's got to work his way into that.
Yeah,
he's been
absolutely.
at Southampton. Everyone knew he was talented. He'd had a little couple of months at Chelsea and he was homesick and went back home at 16. And Southampton nurtured him, put him in the first team. He had that. He probably felt really comfortable there. Everybody rates me here. This is the club that have given me a pro contract. This is the club that have put their arm around me. I can tell Dibbling. He's come here for a lot of money. Ish, for him, definitely. And has got to earn it. Has got to find his feet. And
he has.
And I think he's got loads of talent. Got to find his best position. I don't think at times the full-backs have helped him. But that can't really be said for Patterson. I mean, he didn't play that. He could play McNeil. He needed to really play against a team that he could or play with Patterson regularly.
Yeah.
So that overlap and they'll get a better fullback who bombs on it and creates options for him. He's got to decide what he's trying to do with the ball. That's my criticism at the moment. He sort of beats the man for the sake of it without. So he's got to get back to, why am I beating this player?
Outcomes, mate. Yeah.
I'm beating him to get myself half a yard to cross it, or I'm beating him to get myself half a yard to have a shot.
Yeah.
Not just beat him and then run back and go have another go at him.
To show you how I can beat you.
Because that's classic. You do two things, I think, young players when they're trying to get in. They're either ultra safe, which is pass the ball 2 yards all the time because they don't want to lose it, because they don't want the manager to go, I can't play him, gives the ball away.
Yeah.
So they become pass it back, and I think that's what O'Brien does at right back. It's like, I'm being ultra safe, I'm going to give it away. Or they try to do too much to prove they're a good footballer.
Yeah.
I want to beat him, and then I'm going to go and try and beat him again, and everyone will give me that confidence where just play your game.
And Dibling's moved to a degree, or in game, from the latter to the former.
Yeah.
So he's now the fishing a foul, and the manager thinks, for Christ's sake, I ask him to do this off the ball, and this stops.
Go back to why we bought you.
Absolutely
Go
right.
and look at your tapes from last season.
That's what we bought.
And go, what was I doing at Southampton? Why these really wanted me?
Absolutely.
Go back and do more of that and get back onto the front foot. But I do think he will be a good player.
Yeah, I do.
And I've seen people write him off. He's a kid. A kid. Yeah, Henry Moon says opponents play differently when they play away from home. They sit back like we do when we're away. That's the problem. Maybe we just all sit back, Henry, and say, go ahead. Let's see what happens. We've done that before. We've gone, we don't like the ball, you don't like the ball, so off you go. And the other team invariably gets on the ball, and sometimes we've done all right. But better players will give us more of the ball.
Of course.
And will be more creative. The home forms... Okay, yeah, we did have our full team when we played Spurs, and we had our good side when we played. It wasn't a full team, but we had a good side when we played Newcastle, and we did lose both of those games, but we had won games. But the 3 home games we've had while everyone went and injuries kicked in. Arsenal, okay, well, it's top. You can lose that. We should have had a pen, though. Brentford was a shocking performance, and they punished us. And obviously, Wolves was frustrating, but with our best team, I do think we beat both of those. Yeah. Arsenal's a different thing, but with them, yeah, where are we? Philip Steele says West Ham fan here, keep faith with Moyes. He'll deliver home wins as well as backs to the wall away wins. European football will be delivered. Oh, yeah, I think the majority have got loads of faith in Moyes, Phil,
I agree.
to be honest. The home form's a bit frustrating, but there's reasons. If we had our best team available and we had hit a wall...
We'd have won more.
No, but if we didn't, if we'd have hit the wall with the best team,
I see.
then you might be going, well, hang on, he's not doing this, or he needs to play that. But there is reasons, and you might put / excuses in there as well, but there are reasons why we haven't been as good at home.
When the players come back, that's when we'll find out whether those reasons are excuses.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
we have to step up a little bit, don't we, and close games out at home.
Yeah. Mark Cody said people keep criticising Barry. You'd swear he was missing loads of chances playing up front for Everton. He doesn't get many chances, so he's got 4. He's our top scorer now. So that's what you want. You want your striker to be top scorer. And
double figures by the end of the season in the league, and we'll all think that was a good buy, won't we?
Of course.
And look at all the big as in cost more players. Not many of them probably are pulling up any bloody trees either, are they? You know, and clubs have paid a lot. You know, Ekatike is probably the best of the lot in returns, but the rest of them. Voltemade started.
Well, he's getting
dropped off.
Stick now.
Yeah, because he hasn't scored for 9 games or something.
Giving him stick.
So let's let him have his first season. Let's then see what the outturn is. Yeah.
Tomo says, guys, Ekrem Koma, the best Geno in the land, has said we're in for Lukaku. 15 million to 20 million euros. And he's put ha. Because I think that's him doubting the validity of that journalist
I suspect
story.
you're right, yeah.
But you never know. Yeah. You never, ever know. Rom might be back. Might replace Rom with Rom. We replace Garner with Garner and Moyes with Moyes. So we might replace Rom with Rom, might we?
Yeah.
Be good. He'd be good to have back Lukaku with Tierney Barry. Wouldn't he? And then get a younger one. But yeah.
Time will tell.
Imagine it. Imagine it. I don't think it's likely, but imagine it. Rom coming back and going, yeah, I want to go back and tear it up at the Hildy. I love it. Should never have left.
That's all the things that what God said when we did, wasn't it?
Yeah. You know? Steve B says, the club's amazing. Now we can go from thinking the whole season's over to coming out with a massive 3 points. It's amazing.
Wins
I love
change
this club.
Mindset. Yeah.
Steve Warman says, great results at the Villa. Am I being harsh on Moyes? For me, he needs to make changes earlier in the game. I don't think he needed to make changes
Not yesterday. No, not yesterday.
One of them games that wasn't crying out for loads of changes, to be fair. But he will, when he's got more options, he will make more changes, won't he? Frank Rogers says, quite a good win, that wasn't it, boys? Garner, Armstrong, Roll were excellent. Taki and O'Brien battle like mad and seemed to win everything. Patterson did well and Barry competed well. Let's hope he doesn't mess about Monday night now. That's the foundation. Illy back in for McNeil. But do we put Garner on the bench? Who would he drop from the midfield 3? If we had Dewsbury Hall and Tim back, then I'd let Armstrong go back to Preston for now. But he is a player. Michael Keane is suspended for Leeds, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Served the third. Keane is suspended, Andrew. He's got 1 game to go, which is Leeds. Jonathan Ricketts says, with O'Brien not losing, does that mean Patterson hasn't lost when he's played right back this season? Yeah, because technically we didn't lose against Sunderland.
You've gone with the
full
time it was a draw.
We drew 1-1.
Yeah.
Penalty shootout. Let's have a little game of it. Basically, we had hit the bar. That's what we should have. I know. We should say we're not having pens. And they go, what are you on about? No, we don't do pens. We'll do hit the bar. And whoever wins the hit the bar.
A fan from each team.
That's the players.
Yeah.
That's who do hit the bar. Liam says, up the fucking Toffees, Jimmy Garner, the Birkenhead, Iniesta. You know what I loved? I seen some quotes in the Echo, right? From David Moyes' press conference. And they'd literally put, Jimmy Gardner was excellent in midfield. They actually literally typed it. I'm thinking, hasn't whoever's typing it, because obviously someone's just listened to the transcript, haven't he gone? Everton don't have a player called Jimmy Gardner. Mendoza, the make-believe Toffee, says, made up with the result yesterday, just hope Moyes persists with Patterson at right back and O'Brien in centre back for the home games. Slightly dreading when Keane's available again. But Branthwaite will be available as well. Sasquatch is a blue, says, fantastic win, just shows all of these sack Moyes shouts are ridiculous. Also, Patterson playing, O'Brien playing centre back with Sarks works much, much better than Keane. It does. Paul Williams says, home form is something I think we need to address as supporters. Our away support outstanding, non-stop singing and backing the team throughout. At home, we need to be more vocal as a fan base and really get behind the players. Stay with them, show full support and give it 100% while we're in that ground. That's us doing our part. Honestly, aside from the Brighton match and the end of the Palace game and Fulham, I feel most home games we've let the team down a bit. At times, the atmosphere has been too quiet and a little negative. We can do better. We ask so much of the team. We also need to understand we have to do our bit. Agree with that, John?
Totally.
Yeah. I seen it. Someone sent me this post on... I think it must have been on X. Someone called Essential Everton. You might agree, you might not agree.
Tell me.
But I'll read it. Says, I'll probably get a lot of stick for saying this, but I believe it has to be said. Kieran Dewsbury Hall has been out since mid-December. We've not had a Drisha Guy and Illiman and Jai since mid-December. Jared Branthwaite hasn't played all season. Charlie Alcaraz, Tim Irabunum have missed the last 3 or 4 matches, along with Michael Keane. Jack Grealish has missed 2 games at this crucial period. We haven't got a recognised right back, yet we're 10th. We have the best away record, along with Arsenal in the country. And despite all this, some fans turned on Moyes again last week. Also Barry also turned on Merlin Roll, giving a kid in Dibbling serious stick. The problem at our club is not the new stadium. It's not the manager. And it's not some of the players previously criticised. It's some of our fan base. Quick to rip the players apart, quick to rip the manager apart. We have short memories and no patience. Supporters need to support. Our ground could be a fortress if the fans step up rather than jumping on our players' backs after 10 minutes. We have a chance to build and grow again. When we got the points deductions, we would have given anything to be where we are now. Let's kick on and all start pulling in the same direction. Did you make it that?
Not much to disagree with that.
We have to do our part.
Of course, fans always have to do their part. I also don't think you blame fans, right? But
I don't think you blame players then or managers.
Well, I'm going with that.
It's all together then, isn't it?
Yeah. You don't just blame fans. You don't just blame the manager, although you can to more degree because he has control over who he picks. And players don't go out to play crap. Managers don't pick teams they expect to lose, etc., etc. It's all of the above, right? And part of what we need to understand, and perhaps it's David needs to understand, is why are we so much better, apparently, away from home than we are at home?
Because the fans sing well.
Well, that's what it's saying, yeah. Better away support in the sense of, more positive away for more vocal and so on helps clearly. Maybe the players don't feel as pressured away from home. Maybe the manager sets up differently away and so on. And we talked about that right at the very beginning, didn't we? So it's probably a bookend really, which is the manager needs to find a style of play which gives him the outcomes he wants. Yeah. But recognising, because he already has, that he always wants to be on the front foot at home. And fans don't get too uptight, do they, if you're not on the front foot away from home? Because the big picture says win your home games, draw your away games, and everything's fine. So it's all of the above. And I think just like it's early doors for some of those players, it's also early doors for fans at the new stadium as well.
I do think we have to.
But I think we have
forgotten where we've just been. I've forgotten that.
And you do get that with humans. It's all about now,
of course,
isn't it?
Absolutely.
We talked about it before, one game, and I said, we could have had this chat 2 weeks ago, but it wouldn't have been received very well, would it? Because we'd lost. When you win, you start thinking, look at all these players who haven't got in. Look how they're building a squad which is younger, which is more athletic, which is this.
Just needs more quality now.
Absolutely, yeah. And so you get to the point where your transfer windows are about adding quality, not adding numbers. And we will have another summer which will be skewed towards numbers, but then the next one will be absolutely just about quality, won't it?
Yeah.
Happy
it's difficult,
days.
Isn't it? Listen, it's difficult because you go in and you want to do well, and you want your fans, you want the team to play well, you want them to entertain you, but we do have to remember as well what it's been like. Again, a couple of me mates messaging me over the weekend, just like, can't get me head round like why people have a go at Moyes, and yet some of these fans defended Dykes to the bitter end. It's just crazy, like absolute crazy. Absolutely. But they're quick to jump on Moyes. It's weird, but that's just agenda-driven fans. That's ones who didn't like Moyes. Yeah. They can only be, or it's Reds on social media.
To a degree, there's a bias, a cognitive bias that I do not like this manager, and then every time something goes wrong, it's his fault.
Yeah. Even though he's probably galaxies ahead of the other.
But we had this. We've had this all the time, right?
But it is difficult. Isn't it?
Let's just say there's a group who are in the mind of anti-Moyes.
Yeah.
We won't hear from them for the next couple of days, right? Maybe when the team gets picked for the next game, they'll find a reason to criticise that. But the outcomes of the game so heavily influence where the noise is coming from.
Of course, because but ultimately,
no one's right. No one's wrong.
I think what we all need to remember, no matter what, we all want the same thing, which is Everton to win.
Yeah.
Don't we?
Absolutely.
Really, that's all we want is Everton to win. So.
And in a boring
But
way,
I do think we can do our bit. We need to do a bit better at home. The atmosphere isn't very good.
I agree.
We have to sort it.
Yeah,
we have to
and we talked about it before. If we had the points we've got now with the forecast for the end of the season, and we'd won more home games than away games, the feeling would be completely different. And we're bang on 55 points again for the forecast now, having had a rocky time with all them players missing. We've talked consistently to a large degree about Moyes typically does better in the second half. His brain will flip when we've got 40 points, because it will, right? And therefore, let's look forward to what could be a really positive second half.
We're going to have to back them, because we've got some tough home games.
Absolutely.
We've got Liverpool to come, and
absolutely.
We've got Man City still to play.
Absolutely.
Chelsea, yeah.
Some of those are games where he can play the away style at home, though, because of who we're playing.
Just make it.
And the ones that kill you are not.
I think maybe we all just need to get in the ground and just sort of enjoy where we are. It's hard, because again, you go and you want to watch them play well, and you want to see goals, and you want to see them win. But when you think back to where we've been, God. Last few, Evan Viking have been critical of Moyes when he's got it wrong, and I think it's this year, but you have to give him credit for when he gets it bang on. The way he sets us up for away games is genuinely brilliant. Merlin and Barry need time, but if we're patient, they'll both become top players. If Barry can push towards double figures, then you have to say it's a successful season for the development of a young striker coming into a different league. Our fans need patience. Michael Kearney said, did we dodge a bullet with Onana? No, I think he's excellent. I think he has got a few injuries lately.
He has, yeah.
He'd be excellent for Moyes, I think. Emma says, there's a world where he could play three at the back when Brandtwaite's back with Asnu, Patterson as wing-backs. You'd have to change everything, though, wouldn't you? Then where would Grealish play? Where would Ndiaye play?
Going to do that.
It'd be too difficult, I think. Mark Max's Moyes away record is better than the combined 64 previous away games from Benitez, Lampard and Dyche.
Enough said. Spot on.
Derek says, call me old-fashioned, but when you don't have overlapping full-backs, 4-3-3 is the best way to play with midfielders, not with a 6, 8 and a 10, but midfielders who do midfield. Yeah, absolutely. Nathan Garrity says, big shout-out to my uncle Mark, who passed away on Friday. True blue and a gent, season ticket holder for 45 years. Only 57. Jesus
That's
Christ.
Crazy.
R.I.P. Nathan, hope you're all okay. Daniel says, Dan says, 100% agree Moyes deserves credit. He's a class act. My frustration is he could put faith in youth more. The other side of the coin is the youth need to prove it to him first. And Armstrong is a great example of that. Up the Toffees. Alex, great result yesterday. Honestly think it'll be a farce if Garner doesn't make the England squad. Not saying he should start, but he's consistently legged every England midfielder in the league this season, other than Rice. Can't tell me Anderson, Wharton, Henderson, Scott are better, but they're not, are they?
No.
That Elliott and don't get me started on.
Leave it.
Don't get me started on the Blackburn Tom Davies, honestly. Also makes me laugh all the fuss about the potential second yellow card for Garner. Cash took Grealish out at least 3 times, wasn't booked, then got away with a clear yellow for shoving Armstrong second half because he dared to tackle him.
He just pushed him over.
Rodgers committed 6 fouls, some yellows on their own and wasn't booked. Yeah, don't get me started on the share pull. McNeil got booked for a share pull and then they done 2 and there was no booking. Rodgers clotheslined Grealish, no booking, so there's no, it wasn't even, Garner's booking wasn't even a booking. It was a foul. It wasn't a booking, and he booked him, so there's no, it wasn't a foul. There's no thing over a sending off anyway.
No.
There's no hoo-ha over a sending off, because they didn't even get a free kick for it.
That's right.
So it wasn't a foul, he dived. Let's move on. Phil Stevens says, Grealish getting booed by Villa fans baffled me, single-handedly saved them from relegation, got them $100 million transfer fee, never down tools, never slagged them off. Some footy fans are just mad. John, 10 times bag of business playing. Tierno, Barry shot an arrow, Tim Cahill boxed the corner flag, Yakubu did the eagle. What's your favourite Everton goal celebration?
Cahill.
Okay, sad. Fruin says, great results on the weekend. We've been inconsistent this season, hoping we can carry our away form on. A Hill Dickinson, a win against Leeds is a must. But things don't play out how we expect. Patterson deserves a run of games now for at least Leeds and Brighton. And Moyes needs to leave this back four now till we get Brandtwaite back. Everton Viking hopes he doesn't change the team. He did that against Forest and it was a disaster. Oh, sorry, did that after Forest, and it was a disaster. Keith Seymour says, I do think Armstrong will go back to Preston, but for me, if you said Dewsbury, Hall and Garner are the middle two and there's one place between the other five, you have to list in ability. Garner would be the obvious choice at them, but I believe Armstrong's now ahead of Irabuna, Alcaraz and Rowe. So therefore, the first player to come on during games. That might be how Moyes sees it. You just don't know, do you?
He's not going back, is he?
Fruin says he can see Charlie Alcaraz being sold. Can you see a situation where Moyes plays Bramthwaite and O'Brien at the end of the season? Possibly if we can't get something and there's a few sort of he might try that. I don't know. Yeah. Mark says all the newly promoted teams have got points at Anfield this season.
Yeah. Josh told me that yesterday.
And start addressing this curse from next season. Yeah. Blue Keeley says that top behind Baz is my favourite Everton kit of all time. Looks incredible. Yeah, it's an incredible shirt. That. It's Hafnia one here. Tremendous. Robert Jones, in terms of VAR, every time we score, I'm waiting for VAR to spend 5 minutes trying to disallow it. I'd much rather just go back to refs. It seems there's so much more controversy with the tech than without it. Yes, there were bad decisions before VAR, but we just moved on. And it did seem there was actually fair swings and roundabouts. I honestly can't remember the last time VAR intervened for our benefit. I can't either. Simon Taylor says, just to show how pointless VAR is, look at the red shite penalty on Saturday. He missed it as well, didn't he? The Szoboszlai miss it there. Yeah. Max says, I thought the player closest to Grealish in the offside goal looked like he was keeping Armstrong onside. Sarah says, having gone again yesterday, it really does highlight how fans can play a part. It's a shame the home fans can't be as vocal. Yeah. Brien says, don't know why Armstrong was stood in an offside position anyway. Stuart says, away game's the only way to see Everton win. I'd like to say Merlin Rowe looked good yesterday, but regardless, I'd start Armstrong in front of him. Pip says, I'm so happy with and for Barry, but I can't remember who else done the Arrow celebration. Was it? Well, he is an archer. Was it? Yeah. There you go.
Some sprinter.
Delapay was the guns, wasn't he? Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Right. Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone. The poll ended with, well, it'll end now, over 600 votes, and 69% of you want to keep Harrison Armstrong till the end of the season.
Not surprising.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And the pie says the Hafnia shirt behind Baz is a proper blue. Yeah, it is like the Everton blue. You see the other ones, don't you? Yeah. Man. Right, thank you very much, everyone who's joined us. Brilliant result yesterday for the Toffees. Don't forget, we'll be back with the final word. Make sure you check that out. Steve CK1878 says, did you see Dalot's challenge on Saturday?
Yeah.
No red, but Keane's assault was. I haven't seen it, mate. Was it a bad one, was it?
It was just below the knee, straight leg job.
Was it? Yeah. And no red card?
VAR said it wasn't with enough force.
See, that's got to stop.
Yeah, totally.
Not enough force. The same as what they said Hwang's was on Armstrong. That's nonsense.
It's mad.
Absolute nonsense. Right, take it easy. And Usain Bolt used to do, as John pointed out, used to do that. So there you go. Right, see you later. Bye.
Take care.